Jane, so good to see you again. Welcome back to the show.
Thanks. I'm so glad to be here. I love the show.
Oh, this is I'm so happy for you. I mean, this movie, I remember because you know this. I know a lot of your castmates and I've interviewed a lot of them. I work with a lot of them. And it's just, I remember when this was like announced. And now it did a theater run, AMC Plus and Shudder December 1st. Like, is it starting to hit you that people are going to be able to see it?
Yeah, no, it's crazy. And the fact that, like it could be a Christmas cult classic, that's also insane, just like pinching myself, clicking my feet together twice like I do in the movie.
And Winnie's basically thrown in this situation where like there's like just adapting, I guess, has to happen, and like every move and figuring out what's happening. I mean, when you're reading that in the script, like, is that a challenge in itself? Like playing Winnie Carruthers, like it's a lot to do with this character.
Yeah, no, there's a lot. I'm really grateful because I do relate to Winnie a lot, and I see a lot of myself in Winnie, so it was easy to be able to lean on that. But yeah, I mean, nobody knows what they would do if they went into an alternate reality and they didn't exist. Like, what would you do? It's funny, actually, to prep for this, I went to a restaurant and their waitress came up to me and was taking my order, and I pretended like I knew her and she didn't know who I was. And like, that's how I prepped, because how do you make that feeling come naturally? Like, it's hard. So that's what I did.
That's like the best thing ever.
I knew you would enjoy that.
Oh, it's so. I love the BTS. I love it. You gotta have the behind the scenes of preparation. I mean, right down the middle. This is so funny, but it's a slasher. It's a horror movie. When do you start noticing that blend? Is it when you like immediately read the script for the first time? Is it when you start filming it? Like, when do you notice that kind of blend of the genre bending?
I think you can see it, just from the beginning with Justin Long's incredible performance and how kind of creepy he is. But I think the first time we really see it is that first kill with the snowman. You kind of realize, oh, this is where this is going, and that's my favorite kill, because it really just shows the audience, this is it. We're a Christmas horror and we're going to do it right,
100%. And, it's been in theaters, then December 1st, Shudder, AMC Plus. Not big spoilers, but I do want to talk about certain things, because one of my favorite scenes is the movie theater scene with all the flashing lights of the camera. Like, it's pitch black. That was like one of the coolest things. What was it like, that sequence, seeing that in the script, but then actually filming it? Like, what was that like? Because that's like one of my favorite things ever.
Yeah, I had no clue kind of how it would turn out. I could see it in my head, but obviously it's never what you would expect, right? Like, you're thinking of something so different. And when they first were walking me through doing it, I was like, oh, it all makes sense now. Like, my brain kind of fit it all together. But it was really cool how we shot that, because I'm our camera guy, he has handles on the bottom, how they have handles on the bottom of the camera. I don't know if anybody knows this, but they can put handles on the bottom of the camera. And so I don't know.
No, continue.
And normally it's for the camera guy to hold.
Of course.
But so he's holding the camera like this, and I was holding those handles like this, just like literally following him around. And it's funny because we had this, I think he was 5'3". Like, he was a very, very short cameraman. And he's like, I'm kind of looking up at them. Like, we're not at the same angle. So we had to work it around where I was kind of crouched. It's so weird.
The reason why I'm laughing, by the way, I'm not laughing at how you explain it. I'm laughing at the fact that, I said, I love the BTS, and you're giving the best BTS ever.
No, so I'm like, here you go.
It's a laugh of joy, Jane.
Yeah, no, I did it. Yeah, no, this film.
It's so crazy. No, some of the sequences and the house party and the strobe lights and so good.
Yeah.
it has a little bit of like it's getting the treatment in regards to like the shelf life of it, where it, you know, you could watch it during spooky season. I mean, I think I watched like 80 horror movies during spooky season. It was crazy.
Same.
And then, yeah, and then then it's not spooky season, it's, you know, holiday season, and you could watch it. So it's got like the Nightmare Before Christmas kind of vibe a little bit, where like how cool is that to be part of a movie where it could be literally watching like two of the most popular like holiday seasons for like movie watching.
Yeah, no, it's crazy to me. It's also crazy because those are two of my favorite holidays. I love Halloween and I love Christmas.
Yes.
So just having a movie combine both of them that I am in, I already love, you know, I actually wasn't a big fan of this subgenre before. I didn't know that it existed, so I couldn't really be a fan of it. And as soon as I, you know, started watching all the reference movies that Tyler, our director, sent me, I was like, oh, I love this. I'm into this. So I think it's really cool. I'm really kind of amazed by how they can do that now, you know?
And it's cool because, you know, like the horror comedy is one of the best things ever. And I'm like, it's not easy to write at all. And Michael Kennedy, you know, wrote Freaky, which is like so good. And then he writes this, and that kind of blend of both is so good because at the end of the day, it could be funny and everything, but like it's the kills in this movie are so intense. And it's a horror movie. Like we got like it's funny, but we don't like, you don't forget, right? That like it's a horror movie.
You still see blood. Like it's still there.
I mean, one of my favorite things about this movie is the cast, right? Like you got to work with so many amazing people on this. I mean, you know,
insane.
Jess McLeod. Talk about them. Talk about working with them, because those scenes are like some of the best scenes. But what was that like working with them for this project?
I mean, that was so cool. I'd never met Jess before, and we first met at a director's session with Tyler a few days before we started filming, and just immediately there was a chemistry between us. Yeah. We actually weren't there was no romance between us in the original script. And Jess and I just kind of looked at what we were doing. First few days on set, we realized there's so much chemistry that we can't just leave it like this, you know, like we can't do that. Just as the characters in this scene, there's so much chemistry. It just can't happen. So we went up to Michael and we went up to Tyler and we asked them about, you know, hey, would this be possible to kind of explore this? And they were very, very down for that. So it was just cool to collaborate with that, and to collaborate with Jess on that was incredible because they're so brilliant. I mean, they would carry around this little, like, I called it the black book because it wasn't even like black, but you know, it had everything. It had everything to do with the script. And I had my black book was my iPad, and I had my giant timeline looking like a crazy
Widdop
person.
Just bring in the BTS all day. All day.
But it was cool. It was cool. You know, it's cool seeing them work. And it's also just like unheard of to have like two non-binary leads, you know, and so that was crazy and so cool.
The ending. I mean, spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen it, the ending. I mean, the sequence, I can finally talk to you about this because of like spoilers or anything, but like I'm saying spoiler alert, but I mean, that scene with you and Sydney Scotia at the end with the present, like the best thing ever.
I loved that. And I love Sydney. She is amazing. And she's so good. The way that she's like, he's your angel. Like
I was watching that because I'm like, I know both of you. So I'm like, go Jay, go Sydney. Oh my God.
Battle Royale.
No, but like
everyone, that was really cool.
Like, you know, like Joel, Aiden Howard, who played your brother Jimmy. I mean, Cassandra No, who is in like Influencer on Shudder, which is like, I don't know if you saw that one. Which,
by the way, Influencer like hadn't even come out yet when we filmed. So, like, go Cassandra.
I know. Influencer. It's Shudder. What's it like being part? Okay, two-part question. I mean, you know, what's it like being part of horror at a time, like horror movies at a time where there is a big kind of appetite for them? And what's it also like being part of Shudder? Because Shudder is like a horror movie like playground for horror movie fans. It's the best.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. First of all, I mean, I'm a huge fan of horror. So just being on a horror film, I want to do a million more. And I am so grateful for that opportunity. I feel like, you know, ever since I watched The Village by M. Night Shyamalan a little too young.
So good.
it's just off to the races from there, you know? But then Shudder, like I loved, yeah, I mean, pretty much, you know. I was like, why am I not scared? Let me watch another one. But Shudder is great. I love Shudder. I love horror films. So who doesn't love Shudder if they don't, you know, that kind of goes hand in hand, which I love that we are on a platform that goes hand in hand with horror films. It allows for the horror fans to really be able to see our work. And, you know, we've got some great fellow titles to be around, all of like the Blumhouse stuff.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
And specifically on Shudder, like so many, like It's a Wonderful Knife, Influencer, Elevator Game, Speak No Evil. There's so many. Like I can name Great White, like one of my favorite shark movies, is on Shudder. I'm just saying, like, it's just like it's so cool. I'm so happy.
Man, you're not a Sharknado fan?
Sharknado's great, but Great White is on Shudder. This is a Shudder interview. Did want to kind of ask, different characters, different projects. You work on season 1 of Yellowjackets on Showtime. You work on It's a Wonderful Knife. Does kind of the experience, do you take some of your kind of experiences and preparations from Yellowjackets to It's a Wonderful Knife? Because they're both kind of in a way have a big scale, or are they completely different projects for Jane Widdop?
I mean, you know, I think just personally, me as an actor, every time I'm on a set, I will take something from that experience and be able to use it going forward. It's just, you know, part of being human, you know, like we go through different experiences to be able to help us go through different, you know, new ones. But I think what's really cool about doing both Yellowjackets and It's a Wonderful Knife is they both did film in the same place in Vancouver. So I did already know and have a few mutual friends in the industry up there. Like our AD, one of our ADs for Knife was one of our ADs for Yellowjackets. And so the first day I saw him, I was literally like, Cal, and like ran up to him, you know, because that was just really cool to be able to have that. And especially when you're out of the country, different city, you don't feel like you don't have your support system that you usually do. It's nice to know people, and I was really grateful for that. And yeah, that definitely, like, I would not have had that if I didn't work on Yellowjackets.
Absolutely. And you did such a good job playing Winnie Carruthers. Like, seriously, I'm so happy for
Thank you.
And I know all the work that you put into it. And you know, It's a Wonderful Knife is going to be streaming on Shudder and AMC Plus on December 1st, so they can check it out. Jane, so great catching up with you, and happy holidays.
Yeah, you too. It's so good to catch up. I hope you have a great holiday season, a great rest of your holiday week. Yeah, we're already upon it.
I know, it's crazy. Jane Widdop on Instagram, right? If they want to keep update with everything.
Official Jane Widdop.
Official.
Yes.
Oh, official.
Somebody stole Jane Widdop, and I haven't been able to get it. So.
Hashtag longest hashtag ever. Hashtag official Jane Widdop, who has Winnie Carruthers and It's a Wonderful Knife on Shudder and AMC Plus December 1st, who provides the best BTS on Pop Turtle ever. I'm gonna actually
longest hashtag ever.
I'm gonna type that up and see how that is. Awesome. Well, this has been Pop Turtle. YouTube.com/PopTurtle for previous episodes. Till next time, this is Jane Widdop and Petey Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.